Small Talk is the show where we express ourselves with small randomness. We fill every show with something different. There is no topic too big or too small for us to cover. Our show doesn't have a real path that we follow, and that's what makes it fun to watch. So let's get to the show. Hey guys, welcome to Small Talk. It is Monday, which means we're on air. I was gonna start doing this new segment, and of course I forgot to record it beforehand, and I woke up this morning and forgot, and was like, oh yeah, I was gonna do that, and didn't do it. So, stay tuned. We're gonna be doing a new segment, because I'm running out of ideas on what to do, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to just kind of throw in this little pop-up segment. So next week, we will do it. But, today we're mostly gonna be talking about doggos. So, we just adopted another dog, or a second dog, and I got to pick this one out and the name because Zachary went to a car show, I want to say like 5 years ago, in Miami and came home with a dog. So, I was not a part of that. It was a total surprise. He blames it on the dog, of course, like he does everything else. And his name is Buster, and we've had him for 5 years. And at the time, the Humane Society, I think it was Miami, is where he came from. They said he was like 8, like close to 10. This dog could not have been 10 5 years ago. He has the energy of a 5-year-old, like maybe he was 5 or 6 at the time. But now he's showing some gray, and he's getting a little up there in dog years. And with other events happening in the last couple months, Zach's grandma dying, which was his buddy, and then moving, we were feeling like he needed a buddy because Buster's not used to being alone. He always had Zach's grandma, who was home all day with him, because Zach and I are easily gone like 10 hours a day. So he was alone, and he was doing better in adjusting to the new place. He'd gone from living in this great big house to a small apartment. So that was an adjustment. And we just felt like it was time to give Buster a little sibling. Now, the funny thing about dogs, and I'm still figuring this out because my parents' dog at home is kind of like this. Buster doesn't get along with a whole lot of other dogs. We used to think he did, and like we would walk him around his grandma's neighborhood at the time, and if he saw a bigger dog, he would kind of go a little, like, I'm bigger than you, but he's a little 20-pound dog going after a 50-pound dog. So we used to think it was bigger dogs he didn't like. And then when all this commotion happened in life and things changed, we started bringing him to my mother-in-law's house during the day, so that way he wasn't alone. My mother-in-law has 4 dogs. And so that was working for about a week or two. And then he had an encounterment with one of the male dogs. Now she's got 3 female, 1 male. And so he had an encounterment. It did not go well. And needless to say, he has not been back to the house since then. Because there's just some fear that the way this dog, his name's Bowtie, he's a pit bull, and the way he plays is he kind of not bites down, but like puts his mouth around his sister's necks, like they play. Buster's not used to that, so this is what happened. Bowtie put his head around Buster's neck. Buster flipped out because he didn't realize that's what was happening. He was just playing, and started going after Bowtie, and long story short, it wasn't good. So everyone was fine. Everyone was shaken up, but everyone was fine. So we stopped bringing Buster over there, and we think that shook him up because now when we walk him around our apartment, like in the neighborhood, we used to think it was male dogs he had an issue with. Well, I was walking him, and there was a female dog that we were walking by, and he tried going after that dog. So I was like, okay, then it's just all dogs in general. He just doesn't like other dogs. So Zach was still convinced that Buster needed a playmate. He needed a buddy. I was a little against it because of how he interacts with other dogs around him. Now, he doesn't know any of these other dogs. So it's very common to think, well, if he doesn't know any of these dogs, of course he's going to be a little aggressive. He was kind of attacked in a way. So I gave in, but I said, I have to pick the dog and the name because you did that with Buster and it's my turn. The other thing we decided was it has to be female because, you know, Buster obviously has an alpha male issue, so we can't get another male dog. Plus, I need my little girl, right? So we went to the Humane Society yesterday, and it was kind of interesting. I've had dogs in my life, but I've never gone to the Humane Society and picked out a dog. Like, I told Zach, I was like, I felt like Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. If you've ever seen the movie, you know how she goes to the pound to pick out a dog, an angel, and she ends up with Stitch, who obviously isn't a dog, it's an alien from some other planet. And so, but I thought it was interesting. So we picked out this dog, and Zach had gone online to look at them, and he saw a dog that he thought would work. But I had to do the snuggle test. If I could snuggle, then we're good. I'm allergic to dogs. In what form, we don't know, because with Buster, completely fine. Buster's 20 pounds. He's a mutt. We have assumptions of what he's mixed with, and his fur is very soft. It's kind of long, but it's like soft. We're thinking maybe like with pit bulls, their coat, I can't. My wrist will break out into hives. So we're thinking that it's like a heavier coat, sharper coat. Because same thing with my dog, Rigby. He's a mix of Chow Chow and something, something, something. But he's got like the thickness of like a pit bull does. Buster is completely opposite. So we're like, well, it has to be kind of long and thin hair, I guess. And so I did the snuggle test. Her fur was good. What we found out was because she was all over me, like kissing me, and like her claws were kind of scratching at me. Not scratching, but like she was like kissing me and all slobbery all over. My wrists, my forearms, they were red. So we're like, okay, it's not the coat, but it's her saliva, which she's very hyper. So we're like, okay, this can be fixed. We just have to tell her to stop. Like, she kept trying to bite my arms. Not like bite, but like playing. So we're like, okay, then we can fix this. She's adorably cute. Taylor, if you want to pull up the picture. So I had to show her off. So Buster is on the left. He's the smaller one. And this is Edna. So Zach originally hated the name Edna. He was like, we have to change that. And then we're thinking. And for all of you 2000 kids, if you don't know where Edna comes from, I'm going to hurt you. Where does Edna come from? She's the seamstress from Incredibles. So we got Buster, who, Buster's original name was Piggy. Zach was like, that's got to go. You're not Piggy. But we later find out why he was named Piggy. He has kind of like a snort, like a pig snorts. He just randomly does it all the time. And his tail's super curly, which you can't tell in this picture, but it's kind of like a corgi tail. It's kind of curly. So Toy Story has a dog named Buster. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Buster here looks like Buster from Toy Story. So that's how he came up with the name Buster. So keeping with the Disney theme name of dogs, with Edna, we quickly realized, oh, we can't change this. We have to keep it. And she's one, so we're like, well, we could fight with the battle of changing the name. To me, it's a battle, because if she's so used to Edna, why are we going to change it? And then realized it fits with the Disney name, so why not keep it? So that's Edna. Now, she's one, and so she's very hyper for one. Being with her for maybe 24 hours, she has adapted really well. So Zach, we had this whole plan when we got home with Edna I would stay outside the apartment with Edna, and Zach would bring Buster out, and we'd have them meet outside. So it's kind of a common ground place. It's not like, oh, this is Buster's territory. But of course it was raining, so we couldn't do that. And so Zach went in first, got Buster on the ground on his lap, and then he called me in, and I brought Edna in, and we had them meet. Now, with Buster's track record with other dogs, I was terrified. I was like, he's not going to like her. He's going to have an issue. This is going to be a problem. We're going to be stuck with this other dog that Buster doesn't like. And in this tiny apartment, we have to try to keep them separated. And of course, my mind was blown because Buster, lo and behold, actually liked her. And so this picture, I took this picture about 5 hours after we were home. They played for 5 hours. They would not stop playing with each other, which is great. But I was like, okay, can you guys calm down now? There were a couple times where I had to pull Buster away because they were getting a little too rough. Like, he's at this point maybe 10 and she's 1. So we had taken him to the vet just a couple days prior because he needed his shots vaccinated, updated. And Zach asked the vet, he's like, just, you know, kind of spitballing for advice. He's like, do you think it'd be a good idea? And the vet goes, I think it'd be a great idea. It would keep him around longer because obviously you have this youngster who is play all day, and it's keeping him moving. He's got arthritis in, I want to say, his back left leg. So like he has to use steps to get up to the bed because he just can't anymore. And the fact that there's this younger dog around is going to keep him moving. It's going to keep him around a lot longer, which is great because we want him around a lot longer. So first night I was fully expecting to not sleep a whole lot because we have trouble. Buster's 20 pounds. So we have a queen size bed. Buster takes up half the bed on his own. Zach and I are like essentially hanging off the bed because you see the way he's laying, that's how he lays in bed, just like this against the pillows. So I fully expected to not be able to sleep because I figured the two of them would team up against the two of us and kick us off the bed. To my surprise, I had enough bed to the point where if I laid on my back, I was pretty comfortable. Zach, on the other hand, had probably this much bed. So we gotta fix that. But overall, first night was pretty well. She slept all night. I usually wake up once or twice to use the bathroom, and of course, I knew that if I got up, she was gonna get up. So I tried my hardest to just not get up until, we had to get up, which of course didn't work. But it wasn't too bad. About 5:30, I woke up, she woke up, and then of course I had to snuggle her to get her go back to sleep like a baby. So it was pretty well, gotta say. We're learning that we have to both get up at the same time to walk two dogs because Buster likes to stop a million times, and she is pretty good on the leash. We're pretty sure. So what the Humane Society told us, which obviously wasn't a lot of information, she came from Puerto Rico. They didn't say a shelter or what. We're assuming a shelter. Given her age, she's 1. So we're assuming she was born into a shelter in Puerto Rico, came here to another shelter. So we're going off the case that she's never been in a house on a leash, really. Like, she's never had any sort of dog normalcy. So this is her first real experience, and to be honest, she's done amazing. Hasn't gone anywhere in the apartment. She didn't pee or poop anywhere. We'll find out today when we get home. Like I said, they're both home alone together close to 10 hours, which I know it's not the best, but we both work. His family lives pretty close, so need be, depending on how today goes, we might have to rely on one of them, someone to come let them out in the middle of the day because we're not home all the time. But yeah, that's the new addition to the family. Now we're a family of 4. Family of 4. The joke from his sister-in-law is that his mom's now a grandma, but she's not a grandma to grandkids. She's a grandma to grandbabies, granddoggies, if you want to call it. Yeah, they're my children. So we adopted her. We drove her all the way to Boca because obviously the Broward Humane Society is somewhere in Griffin Road. It's in Davie. And so we took her all the way to Boca. She met my brother, her uncle, and we got her a new bed. She picked out a couple toys and a harness, got her all the fixings, and then she met Buster. And amazingly, to my surprise, they got along, which was the best thing I could have asked for. Stay tuned for next week's update when I find out when I get home about what happened. Of course, that won't happen until 9 o'clock because that's when I get home. And Zach will get home before that, so hopefully a good report. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to stir up some things to talk about because I don't really know what to. We'll find out. See you in a bit.
Here at Small Talk, we inspire to be different. We have guests from all sorts of topics, like bakeries, DJs, archery, advocacy on special topics, and just random thoughts. We also produce and edit videos and commercials. No amount of footage is too big or small. That is our motto. We can do fun experimental videos or documentaries on serious and fun topics. We are a one-stop shop, as I like to call it. Call today at 866-224-5422 or email me at smalltalktv2020@gmail.com. Small Talk here, from all things random to small businesses to inspiring dreams. You will not want to miss all the fun guests and random thoughts. Check out the show every Monday at 10:30 a.m. on 2020 Vision at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. See you there! You're watching Small Talk, the show where we express ourselves with small randomness. We fill every show with something different, and that's what makes our show so special. If you have something that's different or random that you would like to discuss, call us at 866-224-5422. Let's get back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back. Watching my commercial and rejoiner made me remember that we just passed our 1-year anniversary. Can you believe that? We've been doing this for a year. I really can't believe that. That means I've been here a year. Whoa. So a couple of shows ago, I can't remember if it was the last one, the one before, I kind of went on a small rant about how I was seeing how other colleges were doing graduation, which is amazing that they're doing that again. But I was like, where's mine? So a couple of days after that, I saw, because I don't know if you recall, but I graduated in December while we were still in COVID, so they were not having commemorative ceremonies. And I was hoping that they would attempt to do something like they had said for all the graduations that were not held last year. Now, like I said, there were 3 of them, spring, summer, and fall. I was part of the fall, would have been. So this email from the president actually said that they're going to try in the fall, this coming fall, to hold a ceremony for the ones that did not get to participate, which is, I was jumping for joy. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe someone out there was listening, which is great. And I've seen through social media, I have some friends that also graduated last year but didn't get to have their ceremony, and they recently did. I think this past weekend there were a lot of them, and the weekend before that. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll get to have my social media graduation moment, because I didn't actually, to tell you the truth, I was stalling with my cap and finding a dress, because I was like, well, do I need one? Do I not? I still want pictures, because I didn't actually get dressed up or anything. My graduation date, the day I was actually supposed to graduate, we just ordered in wings and celebrated that way. But I ordered a cap and gown because I was like, well, I still want to take pictures, so I might as well. And I had my mom decorate it because she's all crafty. Stay tuned for a picture. I'll show you a picture. If anyone wants to have their cap fancily done, she did an amazing job, by the way. Mix of different mediums. She used a Cricut and some other handy dandy things. She's attempting to open an Etsy shop. She has one of those that has a lot of ideas and never produces or gets very far with them, which she feels like she gets stuck. And as far as Etsy goes, I don't know if anyone's savvy on there, but I get lost too. Just the thought of trying to do something like that. I guess that's kind of like starting a business. It's like, where do you start? There's no book for dummies on how to start an Etsy shop or a business in any sort of sense. So yeah, but she'll take in ideas if you want to help. She's really super crafty. And so I was like, okay, so maybe this fall I will actually get to put on my cap and gown the way I was supposed to. And it sounds like fun. But nonetheless, still kind of trying to do the pictures. If I get off my butt and find time to do it. Sounds so simple, but it takes a lot of work because you gotta have the dress, then you gotta have time to go onto campus. I mean, I know a lot of people have done it like in front of the house, but like I want campus pictures. Gotta stand in front of the sign, right? So yes, that's what's coming up. Like I said, I will record my segment that I wanted to start doing. I'm not going to spill the beans of what it is yet because it's going to be a surprise, but it's going to be fun. That's about all I have for today. So definitely check out next Monday. I will give you a dog update because, like I said, I have no idea what they're doing at home right now. It's making me want to invest in one of those pet cams even more because I want to see what they're doing. When we left this morning, they were playing. So I'm kind of curious to see if they've killed each other yet or are they sleeping on the couch like they were last night. We'll see. Stay tuned. And I will definitely post a picture of my cat. That wraps us up for today. Definitely check out next Monday, 10:30. I know we started late. I was doing something else, so Taylor and I swapped time slots, but hopefully next week we will get off the ground at 10:30 like we're supposed to. See you then.
Thanks for watching our show with fun topics and random thoughts. Make sure to tune in next time for the new word of the week, along with new and exciting randomness. Till then, stay small, think big.